showtime.
Yes, it is. It is showtime. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am your host, Robert, a.k.a. The Tall Man. This is my lovely wife, Lisa, and co-host, a.k.a. Mrs. Tall Man. Not that anyone ever calls her that. We are coming to you live from somewhere in Ohio. And we're going to give you the wrap-up of the cruise industry that happened this week. And there's a lot going on this week. Oh, my good Lord. A lot going on right now from a weather standpoint. Of course, we'll talk a little bit about the weather. And so we want to welcome each and every one of you to the show. We appreciate you. So applause to everyone.
And thank you all for the thumbs up.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, if you're new to the channel, do us a huge favor. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe, become part of the Tall Man Clan. It is free to cost you absolutely nothing. And Lisa and I would sincerely appreciate it.
Free!
Free!
It's free!
It's free! All right, so we can't get into the show without showing you. Well, I keep on saying balcony cam. It's not balcony cam. This is promenade cam. Yeah, this was off the Emerald Princess, right? Just, off the promenade there towards the back of the ship, looking forward with a beautiful sunset that day. And so there's a lot of people sort of in the Gulf of Mexico not getting a pretty sunset tonight. We will talk about that soon. But yes, that is a pretty sunset. So are we ready for the news?
Let's do it.
All right, we're going to excuse Lisa while we get into the news.
Here's the latest cruise news with your host, the Tall Man.
All right, everybody. The headlines this week: Carnival's Funfetti cheesecake is going fleet-wide. For those who are Carnival fans, Funfetti is this beautiful cheesecake with a lot of different things in it, mostly like sparkles and sprinkles, but it has been missed on the XL class ships. So Carnival is bringing it fleet-wide. Staying with Carnival, Carnival's been offering scholarships to a couple of different Philippine colleges. This ahead of their need to add a lot more staff to their cruise ships because, well, they are bringing on a bunch of new and large cruise ships. So now is the time to start training people. And it's not just for cabin stewards and stuff. They're also working with the Maritime College there to hopefully get some officers trained in some upper type positions on the ship. And we have one more bit of Carnival news right up here at the front. The original hand-cut steak fries are back. Right, for those of you who love Guy's Burgers and the original hand-cut steak fries, they disappeared for a while. Well, they're going to be back. And within the next week, it should be fleet-wide. And so happy days for those who like the steak cut fries. Moving on to Royal Caribbean, the Ovation of the Seas is going to be moving to Los Angeles. This is going to be happening in the summer of 2025. This will be their second ship to be ported there in Los Angeles. So congratulations to those on the West Coast for having another option for sailing. Okay, Disney Cruises. We talked about this last week. They ran this really neat 3-day event where they were going to unveil a lot of the details on their brand new Destiny. First big news, it's going to be sailing from Fort Lauderdale. That has been kept secret. I'm not sure why, but it has now been revealed. It is going to be sailing from Fort Lauderdale. A lot of other details have been expressed and shared through their 3-day event, which is now all public. Too much to talk here in the headlines, but in short, a Marvel's character is going to be on the back of the ship. A first time a non-Disney character is going to be on the hull. It's going to be ship-wide, a heroes versus villains type of theme. There's new restaurants and new theming, new shows. In fact, speaking of shows, they are bringing back Frozen for their theater, which has been gone for a little while, so congratulations to that. So for all you Disney Cruise fans out there, I'm sure you're well aware, but if you haven't seen it, go check out the details of everything new and exciting on the brand new Destiny. Oh, Royal Caribbean. Okay, back in the news some more with Royal Caribbean. They have reduced their single supplement. However, there's a big catch. All right. Their single supplement is like pretty much most other cruise lines where it is 200%. So if you are in a cabin by yourself, that means you have to pay twice. because that cabin is supposed to generate a certain amount of income. Well, Royal Caribbean has reduced that to 125%, but it's for a very limited few people. It is for those who are their Diamonds and Pinnacle, who are over 340 points, and only on a few select voyages. It's going to be, oh geez, where is that note? Transatlantic, Trans-Pacific, and Panama Canal. So if you are not Pinnacle or Diamond Plus with more than 340 points and doing a Transatlantic, Trans-Pacific, or Panama Canal, you will still be paying the 200%. Moving on, Norwegian Cruise Line's revenue is up. They have released their second quarter revenue. It is up by 8.2% from this time last year. So congratulations to NCL. Oh, excuse me. It's that time of year for me. So, yeah, it seems that is what's going on with all the cruise lines these days. Record bookings. NCL recorded a record $3.9 billion in advance ticket sales, which is a new record for them. So, again, congratulations, NCL. MSC in the news this week. They are moving their Splendida from Asia to South America. It was supposed to be sailing in Asia next year in 2025, but they have decided to relocate it to South America. That will mean they will have 8 ships sailing out of South America in 2025. So there you go, MSC going into South America even deeper. Villa V. It's in the water. Still not sailing. I don't know what is going on. I've searched for some information. I know they had a bunch of their residents on for a dinner and a preview, but their inspections, I guess, have not been completed, and so they haven't actually set sail yet, though they are finally in the water, which is a huge, huge, huge step. So the ongoing saga of the Odyssey, but it is in the water. So congratulations to them for making it to the water. Carnival, some more news for Carnival this week. They are going to start enforcing the luggage drop-off rules. So let's just talk about this briefly because there's a lot of rumors out there. And John Heald's pretty good about dispelling the rumors on his Facebook page, but we will bring it to you well here. Okay? What we're talking about is if you are a diamond, a platinum, or you've purchased Faster to the Fun, or you are in a suite, those 4 groups of people, when you board the ship, you are immediately able to go to your cabin and drop off your luggage. You can't stay there. Cabin won't be ready, but you can drop off the luggage so you don't have to cart it around the ship until the cabins are ready, usually around 1:30-ish. Okay? So again, Diamond, Platinum, Faster to the Fun, and suite guests only. No one else can go drop off their luggage. So hopefully that will clear the air. And they are going to start enforcing this. This is going to be a show about enforcing. So anyway, moving on. Holland America in the news this week. They've announced the 4 ships that are going to be doing their 2026 European season. It is going to be the Oosterdam, the Nieuwstatendam, the Rotterdam, and the Zwieterdam. They are going to be doing the European season, those 4 ships. So for those Holland American fans out there, you will have 4 options for I don't know, I thought I heard music, sorry. 4 options for sailing with Holland America. Margaritaville at Sea is in the news. We haven't talked about them in a while since they launched their ship out of Tampa, but they are expanding their Heroes Pass to their new ship that is sailing out of Tampa. For those who don't know, their Heroes Pass is they have a limited number of reduced fares for each cruising for those who are military, prior military, EMS, firefighters, police, nurses, and teachers. Now again, the key word is limited, and no one knows what that number is. However, if you want to go on a sailing and the limited numbers of sailing of those cabins are sold, they will at least offer you a 20% discount. I believe it was 20 or 25% discount. So congratulations and kudos to them for offering that fleet-wide. The fleet's 2 ships. I don't know why it wasn't that way to begin with, but they have announced that is what is taking place now. All right. Some cruise guests were injured by lightning in St. Martin. For those who've been to St. Martin, not very far from the port. In fact, most of us just walk there. You go to the boardwalk. There's a beautiful beach there. There's lots of shops and restaurants and stuff. A storm rolled in. Some guests didn't take refuge, and lightning struck and injured 5 people. It is unclear how many of them were cruise guests, but they do know 2 of them were cruise guests. They don't know about the other 3. They all survived. They did get transferred to hospitals, treated and released, and back on their ships. So, guys, for people who don't know a ton about lightning, again, we grew up in Florida. Lightning is a big thing. Please, 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 if you hear thunder, okay, lightning can strike at any second. The storm, it doesn't have to be raining. Please seek shelter somewhere safe. Don't stand under a tree. Get into a building, especially if you're on a beach. Get off the beach and get somewhere safe so that you are not a statistic in being a news flash on this show. So, man falls off dock, nearly dies. If you look closely, there's a body laying on top of that bumper right there. Okay? You can also see the red line right there. For any of us who've cruised before, you know on the docks next to the ship, there's a big red line. And it pretty much usually says, do not cross. Well, I don't know what was up with this gentleman. There wasn't a lot of details, but ultimately, excuse me, not only did he cross the line, he fell over. Now, thankfully, he fell into the bumper. If he had fallen into the water, he more than likely would not have survived. And so he did sustain some injuries. He was able to be recovered off of that bumper and taken onto the ship and treated for his injuries. None of them life-threatening, thank God, but he was inches from death. And last but not least, one more thing to talk about with Carnival. They have announced their adults-only area for Celebration Key. Now, this is going to be a paid-for area. It's going to be called Pearl Cove Beach Club. It is either going to be $99, and you're going to get a free cocktail as you walk in. That's the only thing free, all right? Or you can pay $139 and have what they call unlimited, which actually it's limited. It's only 10 drinks. But that will be a private, there'll be an infinity pool, there'll be a beach. It'll be away from the hubbub of all the main stuff that goes on there. So for those looking for a very relaxing time, who don't mind shelling out $100 per person, the new Pearl Cove Beach Club is going to be opening at Celebration Key. And so there you have it. There was the news for week ending August 4th, 2024. So there is some more big news, but it is in the form of weather. All right, so I'm sure much of you know at this point, Debbie, which is currently at this moment, actually it may have been classified now as a hurricane. The 8 o'clock update came out, and of course I can't see it because I'm here with you guys, but it is projected to be a hurricane before it hits land in the Big Bend of Florida. As you see this time lapse from GFS, here it starts right there. There's Debbie going on shore, hits Georgia, and then just kind of sinks around there and then kind of goes backwards. It is expected to hang in a very similar spot for nearly 4 days. Though only a Category 1, it could go to 2, but the big thing here, rain, rain, rain. They're expecting in some areas up to 2 feet of rain. So for those who are going out of Jacksonville, for those who are going out of even Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Port Canaveral, Tampa, all right, for the next couple of days, I'm sure you've already been alerted by your cruise lines, but if you haven't, please check in. There may be weather delays. If not, the seas are definitely going to be churned up a bit. So for those prone to seasickness, you should probably take those meds. Here's sort of an infrared of the storm. This was taken a few hours ago. Now, what I find interesting is the blow up that you see happening right there towards the end, where the clouds get real dark and white there towards the center. Earlier in the day today, the storm didn't really look like a classic hurricane. It looks more like a comma. There's some dry air being sucked into the backside of this, which has been keeping it down. Well, that dry air is disappearing, and it is expected to rapidly increase into a 1, potentially a 2 before it hits land. So for those who are in Florida, our friends, Alyssa, if you're watching, batten down the hatches, and hopefully the rains won't be too bad. All right, so there is your weather. I didn't talk about let me go back, because there's something that I wanted you to also pay attention. Now, this is the week forecast at GFS, right? See, look at right there. That's not the storm that's there. That's the storm that's there now. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. There's another storm. Look at that. And it looks like it's coming towards the same area that Debbie is in. So this time next week, we may have another tropical system to be talking about. As far as Mexico goes and off the Pacific coast, there's several systems out there, but none of them are going to impact areas where cruise ships go. So I just wanted to make sure that I covered that as well. Okay? All right. So there's one more thing that I want to talk about before I bring out ET. All right? We have seen an absolute epidemic proportion of fights on cruise ships in recent months. It is utterly ridiculous. And for those who think it's just Carnival, it is not. The one at the bottom is Royal Caribbean, and that just posted today. All right, the one up top, these are more kids. There's a couple parents there, but only one seems to be doing anything about it. There happens to be security there as well, but there's just one security person. So I have a few things to say about this. So here's my editorial. In recent years, the tranquil image of a cruise vacation has been marred by an alarming rise in onboard brawls. What was once a rare occurrence has become disturbingly common, turning what should be a peaceful escape into a battleground. This behavior is unacceptable, intolerable, and downright disgraceful. The time has come for cruise lines to adapt a zero-tolerance policy towards any form of violence on their ships and 100% enforce with no exceptions. Let's get one thing straight. Cruising is supposed to be a relaxing, enjoyable experience. It's a time to unwind, explore new destinations, and create lasting memories with loved ones. However, the surge in fights on board is ruining this experience for everyone. From drunken brawls to full-on fistfights, these incidences have escalated to a point where they can no longer be ignored. It's not just about a few rowdy passengers. It's about the safety and well-being of everybody on board. The root causes of these altercations are varied: excessive alcohol consumption, overcrowded spaces, and the mistaken belief that being on vacation means rules don't apply are all contributing factors. However, these are excuses, not justifications. There is no valid reason for resorting to any violence at all. The fact that some passengers think it is acceptable to settle disputes with their fists is a testament to their lack of respect for others and for the rules of civilized society. Cruise lines have a responsibility to ensure the safety of their passengers and crew. They cannot afford to turn a blind eye to this growing problem. It's time for them to step up and take decisive action. First and foremost, there needs to be a zero-tolerance policy for any form of violence. This means immediate removal from the ship and a permanent ban from all future cruises for anyone involved in a fight. No exceptions, no second chances. Moreover, cruise lines must enforce stricter regulations on alcohol consumption. While enjoying a few drinks is part of the vacation experience for many, there needs to be a limit. Overserving passengers is a recipe for disaster. Implementing a cap on the number of drinks per passenger and cutting off those who appear overly intoxicated would go a long way in preventing alcohol-fueled altercations. Security presence on board also needs to be significantly increased. The mere sight of uniformed security personnel can act as a deterrent to potential troublemakers. Furthermore, there should be clear protocols in place for handling fights when they do occur. This includes swift intervention, immediate separation of the parties involved, and prompt reporting to the authorities. Cruise lines must make it abundantly clear that violence will not be tolerated and there will be serious consequences for those who engage in it. But it's not just about the cruise lines taking action. Passengers themselves need to be held accountable. They need to understand that their actions have repercussions, not just for themselves, but for everyone around them. Engaging in a fight on a cruise ship is not just a personal failing. It's a selfish act that endangers the safety and enjoyment of others. It's time for passengers to start acting like adults and remember that they are part of a community, even if only temporarily. In conclusion, the rise in cruise ship brawls is a disturbing trend that cannot be allowed to continue. Cruise lines must implement and enforce a zero-tolerance policy towards violence, regulate alcohol consumption more strictly, and increase security presence on board. Passengers, too, must take responsibility for their behavior. A cruise vacation should be a time of relaxation and enjoyment, not a scene out of a barroom brawl. It's time to restore the peace and ensure that everyone can enjoy their vacation without fear of violence. Enough is enough. If you all feel the same way about the current situation with fighting on cruise ships, please share this message with your cruising community. The more we talk about it, the more the cruise industry hears about it, the more we may help curb the current trend.
That's all I have to say about that.
Now, speaking of entitlement, E.T., it's time for your segment. E.T.?
I'll be right there. Hold your horses, tall man.
Okay, I'll just make everyone wait.
Apologies for the delay. I was busy adding a little extra drama to your day, just to keep things interesting.
Are you ready for another great segment tonight?
Wow, I'm so ready. It's almost like I've been training for this moment since birth. If being prepared were an Olympic sport, I'd have the gold medal by now.
I guess someone has been watching the Olympics.
What do you care, Zeus? Read the story.
Okay, number one. Does anyone know how I can receive a FedEx package while sailing?
Absolutely. Just leave a note for Poseidon to forward it, or better yet, install a floating mailbox next to the plank. FedEx loves a challenge, and the Dolphins can sign for the tip. Oh, you said FedEx. Just ask Tom Hanks.
Nice side reference, E.T. Do you think anybody got it?
Honestly, I don't care. Read on so I can get back to Little Mary Lou.
The 80s called, they want their gymnast back.
Nice one, tall man. Now read on.
Number two. I've been drooling looking at the Yacht Club restaurant menus. I'm wondering if it's possible to order dishes on the menu, but made differently or custom. Like tiramisu and opera cake, but without the coffee flavor. Hawaiian poke, but with cooked fish instead of raw. Cherries Jubilee without the liquor, etc. I don't like the flavor of coffee and liquor or the texture and flavor of raw fish.
Oh, sure, you can totally get those dishes made differently. Just tell the chef you want tiramisu without the coffee. That's like asking for the Mona Lisa without a smile. Why not also request a burger without the beef, cheese without the dairy, and water without the wet? I mean, it's not like they have a job or anything. I'm sure they'll jump at the chance to make everything taste just like cardboard for you. Hit me with the next story, tall man.
Okay, number three. Is there a separate bathing area for suite guests on the Celebrity Constellation?
Of course there is. It's a little known fact that suite guests are actually royalty, and peasants aren't allowed to share their sacred waters. Feel free to don your crown and soak in solitude. By the way, suite guests also get their own ocean too. It's a whole different sea with cleaner salt water and less peasant sweat. Just make sure to bring your monocle and top hat.
That might be the best one yet, E.T. You are on fire tonight.
The only thing on fire right now is the Olympics for the opening ceremony.
Well, I haven't seen that yet, and we're not going to talk about this here.
Okay, fine, spoiled sport. Read on then.
Number four. I'm a Platinum member, and I received no discounts off onboard purchases, and I got charged for photos that had been prepaid for prior to the cruise, and they do not want to refund my money. I have spent a lot of money with Royal Caribbean over the past couple of years, and this is unacceptable as a loyal customer.
Ah, the illustrious Platinum membership, where years of loyalty and a small fortune spent earn you the exclusive privilege of being overcharged and ignored. Royal Caribbean must have a special place in their heart for loyal customers, right next to the additional charges. Nothing like a slap in the wallet to remind you of your worth, huh? And people wonder where their $875 million in profits came from.
You know, I've had this happen to me, but when I went to customer service and provided them with appropriate documents and proof of the purchase, the charges were immediately dropped. I feel there's something missing in this story.
Of course there is. Common sense. Now, let's keep this gift moving, Stephen Redgrave.
All right, number five. Perfumes, colognes, and body sprays. Please recommend they be banned. Some people bathe in this stuff. Must order it by the 55-gallon drum. I have to keep my rescue inhaler with me at all times. Those fumes are as bad as smoke. People with lung issues can't tolerate it.
Oh, absolutely. Let's just ban perfumes and colognes altogether. Who needs personal hygiene and pleasant scents when we can all embrace the natural aroma of gym socks and regret? After all, nothing says fresh like the sweet, unadulterated scent of pure body odor wafting through the air. It's like nature's way of saying, go hug a tree, you fragrance fiend.
I like it.
Who cares? Now keep the show running smoothly, Usain Bolt. Read on.
Right. Number 6. The food on Royal Caribbean is vile. I have an extremely developed palate. I'm accustomed to Michelin quality food.
Oh, you poor thing. You must be devastated. I can't imagine how it feels to have your gourmet standards crushed by the culinary abomination of a 5-star cruise line. I bet your highly refined palate was just devastated by the sheer mediocrity of mere mortal cuisine. Next time, bring your personal chef along so you don't have to endure the peasant food.
I think the food on ships is great. Some better than others, but certainly not vile.
Well, I guess your palate needs some refining too. Can we keep this moving? Katie Ledecky's about to win her 70th medal. She's like Wonder Woman. They should just give her the gold medals and let everyone else swim for second place.
Well, I guess that would be one way to do it. Number 7. Is there a number I can call someone about my reservations? I only travel in ocean balcony, and I requested that when I booked my cruise. Well, at the time, we don't get a room number. I'm not sure why. But finally, we got a floor number. Then today, they state it's a balcony facing all the shops. Won't go unless it's an ocean view.
Of course you wanted the exclusive ocean view. How dare they think you'd settle for a mere view of the mortal shops? You deserve waves and dolphins, not a glimpse of the commoners buying sunscreen. Maybe you and Michelin Man should team up.
By the way, it's called a guarantee. That's why you don't get assigned a cabin when you book, and it also costs less.
Wow, a cheap and entitled cruiser. There's a combination. How many more, Bart Conner?
There are 3, and don't you think you're taking this Olympics thing a little too far?
USA! 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 USA!
Okay, so you're a fan.
Heck yeah, I'm a fan. Do you remember watching the U.S. hockey team in the 80s play against Russia to win the gold medal? Wow, that was a game.
Yes, I remember, but that was the Winter Olympics, E.T. This is the Summer Olympics.
What's the difference? Just read the last 3 so I can go watch me a ham.
Fine, but she retired 20 years ago.
Whatever, Mr. Historian, read on.
Okay. Number 8. Has anyone ever taken a cruise with a non-extraditable warrant? It's Tennessee only. Will he be able to get through customs on the ship?
Oh, absolutely. Customs officers are notorious for their deep love of Tennessee fugitives. They'll probably just high-five them and roll out the red carpet and ask for an autograph. After all, nothing says bon voyage like a non-extraditable warrant from Tennessee. It's practically a VIP pass. Really? No, you can't, dumbass!
I think that says it all, and it's exactly what I was thinking. Oh, number 9. Just boarded the seaside, and this is our first cruise. We were told by the yacht club director if child's wristbands were not in the room to call, and they would bring it. I called and was told I had to go to the kids club to get it myself. What? Isn't it a safety feature for youth, hence required? We don't plan to use the kids club. Also, we all had to go and sign the water slide waiver. Seems like something the butler could have brought to us with the wristbands. For those who don't have kids, it's a hot, sweaty line that you have to wait in.
Oh, how charming. Your first cruise and they expect you to do something yourself? The nerve! Because standing in a sweaty line is clearly beneath you, right? Your Highness shouldn't have to endure such commoner tasks. Next time, maybe they'll just helicopter you directly to the kids club to save you the trouble.
I just don't understand people.
Of course you don't, Jimmy Carter.
Speaking of peanuts, number 10. What if I'm highly allergic to peanuts? Anyone know who I can contact to remove all peanuts from the ship?
For sure, call 1-800-NO-NUTS and watch the ship transform into a peanut-free utopia. But if peanuts are such a big deal, perhaps staying off floating buffets might be wise. So, was that it? Have we done it all? Can I go watch baseball?
Not at the Olympics.
Such a know-it-all. E.T. out.
Well, there you go. Another great session with E.T. Welcome, everyone. We appreciate you all being here, part of the show. We are back with you live. Again, thank you all. If this is your first time, do us a huge favor. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe, become part of the Tall Man Clan. It is free to you, costs you absolutely nothing. We really do appreciate it. And we also wanted to thank everybody for the thumbs up you've already given.
Yes, we do. Thank you very much.
So we haven't said hello to anybody yet, Lisa.
Oh, let's do it.
And before we do that, a very happy birthday to Angela.
Yes. Happy birthday to you.
Right?
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday, dear Angela. Happy birthday to you. All right. By the way, if you have somebody special in your life that has a birthday, leave it in our Facebook group. If you're not part of our Facebook group, guys, it's free as well. Just go there. Groups, Tall Man Cruise Adventures. Answer the 2 questions or it won't let you in. All right. You can't post unless you're part of the group. So just become part of the group there, if you will, there. And we'll say happy birthday to everybody online. So saying happy birthday, but let's say hello to everybody.
Yes.
Hello, Bev. Welcome. You were first in tonight. Mama Tall Man, hello there, welcome, and thank you again for that thumbs up there, whoever just did that.
Yes, thank you.
Hello, New Mexico, Mamie Radar. And Patricia, Ohio. Yes, we are coming to you from Ohio.
Yes, we are.
Mama Tall Man says that she hopes everybody is well. Yes, and I hope everybody is well, all of our friends and family there in Florida. You don't have to be just by the eye of a hurricane to be affected, man. These rain bands that come whipping around, they had tornado warnings in Orlando and Orange County, right, which is far inland. So, yeah. Hello, Tom. Hey, buddy. Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah,
good,
it's been
good
a
to see
while.
you.
Yes.
And Macrina, I know you've already left, but we'll say hello anyway because you'll come back and watch the replay. Charles, how you doing, buddy? We came on an hour early so we wouldn't interrupt your sleep. Balcony cam or promenade cam, whatever. Exactly, right? It's just a picture of us live from our own camera when we were on the ship. It's just absolutely beautiful. In fact, I'll tell you what, we'll put that on while we're saying hello to everybody because that's just my favorite thing. Macrina says confetti cake is the only good cake on the Lido buffet. Everything else looks pretty much that's it. Everything else is pretty, but that's it.
Everybody seems to love that confetti cake, and
Yeah.
they only do it the very first day.
Yep, first day.
Yeah, they don't
So-
do it the rest of the
Nope.
cruise. So if you want to try it out, you got to go there for lunch when you
The
get
lunch on the
ship.
first day.
Yep.
And so now all the XL class ships will have the funfetti cake.
Yay!
Yep. Hello, Nurse Tara. Welcome. Macrina says, oh, love the OG fries. Just in time for the upcoming sailing. Exactly, right? Just in time.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Bev says, I don't care how many ships are in L.A. if they are just sailing to Mexico. More variety, please. Yeah, Bev, we can talk about that in a minute. Let me just take a note because I want to keep this thing rolling here. So, L.A. cruises destination.
To Mexico.
Right? Oh, of course, it didn't.
Why didn't it?
I don't know. California, Mexico. I don't know. I'll remember what that is. I don't know. Of course, I spelled it. Oh my God, that's horrible.
Thank goodness nobody else
I
gets
know.
to see
Thank
that.
God. Bless you. Thank you, Nurse Tara. Achoo! I know. I'm so sorry. Tom and Macrina are going to be on a ship together here shortly. So, yep. You guys we're going to bring you on live. By the way, if anybody ever wants to come on the show live, we bring you on as a guest. Just email us directly here. We publish our email all the time. It's very public. tallmanscruiseadventures@gmail.com. We can bring you on live, whether you're on a ship and you want to share something, or you know something in the cruise industry that you think we need to interview. Put them in touch with us. Yeah, we'd love to have everybody.
And I believe it's a celebration too, so that would be 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock
deck
at the
17
flagpole. Yeah, that's where you should be coming to us live from, right? Hello, Mr. Cruise Fever. Mr. Cruise Fever is 8 weeks left, and you'll be on the celebration themselves.
Oh, nice.
Right, September 29th. Cozumel goes to my Rotan.
Nice. Deck 17, flagpole, 9
There you
p.m.
go. Take a picture. Post it on the Facebook group.
Yes, please.
Nurse Tara says Celebration Key looks like it's going to be really cool. It really does. It really does. Absolutely. Yep. I just, I need another note. I need another note or I'm going to get off topic again.
I like that you're taking notes.
I know I can do that now because I got my new toy,
I
right?
know.
It's awesome. All right. Let's see here. 8 p.m. Update W still a tropical storm. Okay, thank you very much. And which is I feel good news because the longer it stays a tropical storm, the least amount of time it's going to have to rapidly intensify into a Category 2.
Agreed.
Category 1 is bad enough, but the winds at a Category 2 just take it up a notch. Now, that is below major hurricane status, but let me tell you, from living in Florida, for 30, a lot of years, Lisa, her whole life, it's nothing to mess with. And as I said during the weather part of the weather segment, this is really about the rain. Most of the areas that are going to get this 1 to 2 feet of rain, they can't. Nowhere can handle 1 to 2 feet of rain in that kind of time frame.
Remember Harvey?
Yeah.
Not too long ago. Yeah.
So there's going to be some massive flooding and
yes.
a lot of damage because of the storm, but from the rain, from the water, not necessarily the wind damage. And in the end, it's usually the water that ends up causing most of the damage. From storm surge, they're expecting about a 10-foot storm surge. Anyway, yeah, so thank you for that, Macrina. Mamie Ryder says, amen on the editorial. Thank you so much. I hope you all feel the same way. If you do, I'm actually going to cut that segment out of this stream and post it as a separate video on the site. I feel it's that important that video be shared around. I'm tired of it. I've had it up to here. Really, and you know what? We'll talk about that some more in a minute. Let's keep on saying hello. Hey, Roderick, how you doing, buddy? Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. We are doing well. Hopefully, you are good as well. Oh, Canada, we specialize in silver and bronze.
Oh, but you got gold for being first in the chat today.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
See,
So you won gold. Yeah, I don't have my gold. I don't know. Whatever. Mama Tallman says Evil Twin is hilarious tonight. Yeah, this is a special edition tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a mess, wasn't he?
He says your sarcasm is 19-fold with the twin. I'm not sure if all that, but that's okay. Nurse Tara says hello. Charles is laughing. ATMC is quite sassy. Yes, ET is quite sassy. Yes, he is. That's why I let him do all the dirty work. I don't want to get in trouble. So there you have it. So let's talk about a few things, guys. This is why we do this live, is we want to have an open conversation here with the cruising community. One thing we're going to talk about some of the things that was in ET segment, like the first thing, the gentleman talking about the double charges. So, as I mentioned, we've had issues like that, a few times. We've cruised a lot, and the more you cruise, things like this happen if you prepay for things. It just does. They don't do it on purpose. Things just happen. They're computer glitches. So I take down typically my phone that has the receipt documentation of the purchase, and every single time they wiped it from the account and printed me a printout with it off the account. So something tells me that this person probably did pay, but didn't have the documentation to prove that he paid.
I would agree. I mean, that's the same thing has even happened to us with onboard credit.
Yeah.
We were supposed to receive onboard credit.
That's
we
right.
got there and it wasn't there. So we just took down the email that said we had the onboard credit, and they said, oh, okay, yeah, I don't see it. Okay, we'll put it on there. And problem solved.
You know what? Before we do any more, it's time for a cookie break. You want a cookie?
Sure.
Cookie break. We got these really cool cookies.
These actually are really good.
These are really good. They're almost as good as Costco cookies.
They are. I'm shocked. So if anybody is near a Giant Eagle, that's where I got them from, and they are on sale for $1.99.
I know.
Yeah.
She bought 2 of these.
I
2
did.
boxes of these things.
If I would have realized they were Costco good, I would have bought more.
Because that used to be full. We got another whole full one. Anyway, so the moral of the story, especially for new cruisers out there, if you prepay for something, make sure you have a copy of the purchase. So if something happens, you have that with you and can just walk right down to customer service and say, there it is, y'all. Right? Yeah. So
exactly. Very important to keep
there
all
it
that
is, y'all.
Documentation.
Anyway, all right, so moving on. The other thing that I want to talk about, this lady was complaining about the perfumes and body sprays and stuff. This one is also sensitive to all these things.
I am.
And
there are times that I've had to walk away. For me, I start coughing, and it's like my throat muscles constrict, and I got to walk away, and drink something and until I stop coughing. But that's
The fact that this person wants the stuff banned on cruise ships.
I know.
It's you have to get up and move.
You can't.
I know it sucks because it's interrupting your moment in time.
Exactly.
But that's all you can do. I mean, you may say something to them. I'm sorry. Is it possible? We were already here. But honestly, the easiest thing to do is pick yourself up and move. If you're that sensitive to the smells, sometimes we're walking, in a mall and in the perfume store, we got to walk around the other side because we just know what's going to be coming out that door. It's like, whoa, holy mackerel. So, I'm certainly sensitive to this person and their issues with breathing and stuff because, again, Lisa has the same issue with scents. But you just can't expect everyone else in the world to stop putting on cologne or body washes or whatever or perfumes because it smells bad to you. So
and for the most part, people are really good about not overdoing it. It's just that one bad apple that just can't smell anything and just keep putting it on.
I don't know. What do you think about these things, guys? That's what we're here for. We're here for conversation. So chime in the chat and let's have a conversation. If you're watching the replay and you have something that you'd like to comment, just leave it in the comments. We do answer all of the comments on the video, so you can leave a comment there too. Guarantee cabins. Okay, so that guy was, he booked a cabin and booked a guarantee. And that's why they didn't assign him a cabin number, because you don't get a cabin number. You're guaranteed to have a cabin, but you're not going to know until, usually 3-4 weeks, something like that before the cruise. Sometimes a little less. Now, let's be clear. There's also a new category of cabin out there called a TBD cabin. Now, what this means is you have nothing. You're not guaranteed anything. In fact, you may show up, get on the ship, eat lunch, and they may have to escort you off because there were no cabins. So let's address both. So the guaranteed cabin costs you far less. You won't have an assigned cabin. A balcony is a balcony is a balcony as far as the cruise industries go. They don't care if it's an ocean view or overlooking the shops.
Or even obstructed.
Right? It's a guarantee. Excuse me. You're rolling the dice, but you're paying less for it. If you absolutely have to have an ocean view, like us, if we're going to do a balcony, we want an ocean view. We're going to pay and know that cabin is assigned to us. Okay, so for you newbies out there, if you absolutely are looking for something specific with any cabin, do not do a guarantee. Okay, at all. Right? Pick an actual cabin. It's going to cost you a few. It's not a ton, guys.
It's usually like $50 more per person. It's not.
It's not even that.
It's 25. Sometimes it's been 25.
In this particular case, in this story, it was $45 more per person to get the actual balcony. But for insides, it could be $20 more. Right,
but,
so
now this guy is not happy because he doesn't have the balcony that he wanted, and
pay the $45 and go in your cabin and be happy.
If it's that important, yeah.
Now the TBD cabins. So the industry has gotten into a rhythm, if you will, or I don't even think a rhythm's the right word, but
they actually do use the word algorithm when they talk about it.
So basically, they're going to oversell their ships every time. They do not want to sail with one empty cabin. Now, to do this, it means they're going to oversell cabin. So, or oversell the ship. So when the ship is technically full, they then offer what are called TBDs.
Yes.
You will pay in full, just like you're getting a cabin. You will arrive at the port. You will board the ship just like everyone else. You'll go eat lunch. You'll tour the ship. You'll have a good time. And at 4 o'clock, you'll have to go down to customer service. And at that time, if someone hasn't shown up, you will then get a cabin and you get to stay on the ship. Now, if everybody shows up, they issue you a refund, a future cruise credit, and off the ship you go.
Correct.
Okay? So just understand the difference between a guarantee and a TBD. All
yes.
Right?
And I would never, ever, ever, ever advise if you are flying in or driving long distances to take a TBD for that very reason, because you may have to, turn around and fly back home or drive back home. And, that's something nobody enjoys. If you're close to a port that the ship is leaving from, then by all means, because hey, you get to go in and you have a meal.
Yeah.
You get to enjoy the ship for a little bit,
like a tour.
A tour of the ship, and
a
you
future
get a
cruise.
future
Yeah.
cruise credit. So by all means. But I would never advise a TBD cabin if you have to fly in. Never.
Nope.
So remember that, guys.
Yes, remember that. Let's see. Wow. Well, hello, Justina. That's where we left off. All right. Nurse Tara says, I'm glad I've never seen a fight on a cruise. Hopefully I never will. Oddly enough, as many cruises we've been on, we've been very fortunate. It seems at least the majority of them, not all of them, but a good many of them happen late at night at the clubs or even at the buffet because the people are moving up from the club. It is very late night stuff. People are drunk, and that's what fuels some of this stuff.
The closest I came to seeing a fight, it was a bunch of kids that were on one of the sports courts. And the cruise director, not the cruise director, but one of the fun squad came up because there was a scheduled activity and had to ask this group of teens to leave. And
they didn't want to go.
Didn't want to leave. They were gathering around and they were raising their voices, and I was looking like, oh, do I want to be here? I'm not sure that I want to be here. But they eventually calmed down, thankfully, and left. But definitely not without saying a few words.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, the couple that we had on the camera before I gave my editorial, those were actually daytime fights. At least the one with the kids that were on the upper deck.
Yes.
They're using pool cues to smash one another with.
I saw that. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it just... We'll talk about that in a minute. I don't want to
Yeah.
get into that now because I'm just going to lose my mind. Tara, cookies, yummy. You just made a batch of s'mores in your air fryer.
Ooh,
Delicious.
Yum.
We've just started using our air fryer recently for cookies.
We did.
Yeah, we've got a basket now that we can put them in, so we've made fresh cookies that way too. These are obviously not fresh. They could store, but they taste fresh.
They do.
They definitely baked them.
Yeah.
It was really good. Anyway, Patricia says, I'm scent sensitive too. I have no issues of holding my nose in front of whomever is overdone, usually trapped in elevators when it happens.
Oh, yeah, elevators
Boom,
are not good.
Off the first floor.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely got to do it.
Understand.
I've been in conversation with people before when they came up, and I've
Had to
actually
stop.
had to stop because I start coughing.
Yep.
I'm like,
I'll have
sorry,
to take
I
over the
got-
conversation.
Yeah, can you talk to my husband? I
Yeah.
can't. I gotta go.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's but, and this is just me, I can't speak for those sensitive out there. I would much rather smell that for a couple seconds than excessive body odor.
Oh, without a doubt.
Right.
Without a doubt. And, I've never had anybody take offense to that. They joke about, oh, well, you're allergic to me. Yeah, I'm allergic to a ton of things. I got to go.
Toodles.
And it was like, oh, okay. I mean, they know. But, it was never an offended thing.
You're correct, Bev. The problem is people are not considerate and they wear too much. And part of it is they just become desensitized themselves because they wear so much.
Yeah, there's a television commercial, I think, for Febreze, and they talk about going nose blind.
Yeah.
Where you smell the same thing over and over again until you don't smell it anymore. And I think that's what happens a lot of times.
Oh,
And-
well, it's like that in anything. Like for people who make chocolate, they no longer smell chocolate. For the people who collect garbage, the refuge guys, they no longer smell garbage. It's just you become nose
Nose blind. Thank you, Febreze.
You're right. When it comes to the scent sensitivity, I am like Lisa. It is not that hard to relocate myself. Exactly, and it's a bit of an inconvenience. But again, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,000 people on a ship. Someone's gonna smell. Just move.
And
it's a big
someone's
ship.
going to smell a lot stronger than somebody else.
Yeah, yeah.
Or everybody else.
Yeah, Mimi says, might as well ban scents worldwide, not just on ship. I know, right? Oh, thank you very much for that thumbs up.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Hanging with the hordes. Hey there, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Question, do you use StreamYard to do your lives? No, we do not. I'm a Mac user. I use a program called eCam. E-C-A-M-M. eCam. Never heard of TBD. Very interesting. We brought it up a couple of shows ago. There was somebody who was devastated that she thought she had a guarantee, but she didn't book a GTY. She booked a TBD. Didn't understand the difference between the two. Got to the ship, flew in.
No, it was a long drive.
A long drive, whatever it was.
It was a long drive.
Got to the ship. Did exactly what I said. Had lunch, toured the ship, was all excited, went down to customer service, and then they promptly escorted her off the ship, and she was embarrassed about it, this, that, or whatever. And so you just have to be very, very cautious when booking, especially last-minute bookings.
Yes.
Because a TBD is not a GTY. Okay? So, Mimi Radar says, if I did a TBD and flew in, I would just turn my vacation into a land. You can do that, absolutely, right? Just find a hotel and stay at the beach. I mean, look, man, there are those who can take lemons and turn them into lemonade, and those who just cannot. And those are the ones that we read about all the time. They just, this is what it is. This is what it's supposed to be. This is what I'm entitled to. Give it to me. And if it's not that way, they just don't understand to do something else. We live in a world where we are constantly adapting to our surroundings, like
yes, we are
daily, and we are very good and adept for those who follow us just with this live stream. Things are always blowing up. Most people, that would just crush and destroy, and that would be the end of it. I just keep on working and fumbling through it, and it's just going to be okay. So anyway,
and it makes
I understand.
for some good humor.
It does. It makes for some great humor.
Makes great comedy.
Kathy B says, "Oh, I must try those cookies." Yeah. Oh, Nurse
They're
Tara.
good.
She was talking about Nurse Tara s'mores.
Oh yeah. Those are good too. Those sound really good. Yes.
And Patricia always carries a hand fan to.
Okay,
that's a good thing.
I've never thought of that.
We'll have to add that to the backing list.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I've never thought of that.
Okay, back to the notes. Child safety. This person was on their first MSC cruise, or their very first cruise, period, if I remember correctly. MSC, staying in the yacht club, was expecting their butler to do anything and spouting off child safety and should it be there, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, okay. So, yes, it is about child safety. But let me pose the question to you who left that comment. Not that you're watching this. But your butler, who is not you, not your husband, or any other family member, can't go to the children's area and sign anything on your behalf because the people in the yacht club don't know him. They don't know you either, but you're the parent and or the guardian. You have to show up, put your face, your name, your signature on all the documents because of children's safety.
And I think you meant the kids club. You said yacht club.
They were staying in the yacht club.
Yes.
And they wanted their butler to go to the kids club.
Correct.
To do the work for them.
Correct. And the kids club doesn't know them.
They don't know them.
Yes.
And so the parent must show up with the child at the kids club and sign all the documentations that are necessary. Now, I understand the wristband things, but you also have to get that registered, I believe, on most cruise ships. It's not just automatic. I mean, it may be there, but you still have to show up at the kids club and register, okay? I'm sorry the line's hot and sweaty. I don't know if it was an outdoor line or whatever, but...
I believe that was for the waiver for the slides.
Right.
The hot and sweaty
but even
line.
still, you can, sign the child out. I can sign the child out. The kid can sign themselves out. Whatever it is, that has nothing to do with slide waivers. But that was the only thing that was talked about in. They have to go to the kids area and make a presence.
Yes.
End of story.
Yes.
So yacht club, no yacht club, suite, no suite. Guys, you're going to have to make that trip with your children, even if you're not going to use the children's area. For the young ones. Anyway, hopefully that makes sense. All right. Let's see what else. Peanuts. All right. This comes back to the perfumes to me as well. All right.
I agree.
First of all, if you are absolutely that sensitive to peanuts, and I know there are a lot of people who have peanut allergies, I get it, then maybe you shouldn't consider cruising. I mean, if it's that bad, if you're requiring the ship to remove every ounce of peanut and peanut dust from a ship while you're on the ship, then you shouldn't be on a ship.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just a little bit of an exaggeration. It's like the gluten-free thing.
I'm just reacting to the message.
Yeah.
What do I have to do to have all the peanuts removed from my cruise?
Do you demand that when you go into, these steakhouses that have the barrels of peanuts and you're walking on peanut shells to get to your table?
They're obviously not visiting.
I guess not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one's that? That's the not Longhorn. It's
Roadhouse, Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, Texas Roadhouse,
I think.
where they have the peanuts everywhere. I guess they
Yeah.
don't go there.
Yeah.
I understand.
Well, there's a couple of them that do that.
But I understand the allergy. It's a real thing, right? These people can die from this stuff.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I get that. But a ship is not going to be able to remove the peanuts if there are peanuts on the ship or the peanut butter. It's ludicrous to even expect or ask that. I just don't know. I don't know. What do y'all think? Leave it below. I want to hear y'all's opinions. All right. The comment somebody was told, there was a couple other comments here. Or Kathy, one more comment. One of the best balconies I ever had was a guaranteed cabin. Just luck of the draw. Kathy, you're exactly correct. If you're the gambling type, honestly, you may end up with a suite.
It's happened.
Right? Just because that's all that's left. And that's what you get. And so, and I don't know how it happens now, but pre-pandemic, it's those typically who took guarantees that ended up getting upgrades. Because what they did was they would, especially for like insides and ocean views, if they had more balconies, what they would do when it was coming close to the sailing and they had cabins left, they would upgrade the guarantees or just move them into more expensive cabins so they could then sell the less expensive cabins a lot easier.
Because the less expensive ones are usually more higher in demand.
And easier to sell last minute.
Yes.
Right? It's last minute. I'll take it inside. Let's go. Boom. Done. Right? It's kind of what we would do. And we're a week from the sailing inside. Not a problem. Let's go. Boom. Off and away we go.
I wonder if that's what they're doing now with the whole, you pay to upgrade thing.
Well, no, because now it's pay to upgrade.
It is pay to upgrade.
So, which gets me into the private island charges. So let's just talk about this a little bit. Maybe that's something for next week's, editorial. I just feel we are all getting nickel and dimed to death. That every opportunity for a cruise line to charge you for something, they're charging you for something.
It does seem that way, doesn't it?
Oh, you want to get on the ship early? We'll create a program, Carnival. We'll call it Faster to the Fun. Even though this is your first cruise, if you pay for the Faster to the Fun, you're basically getting platinum and diamond privileges.
Exactly.
Right? And so, in this case, I wrote this down because of the Pearl Cove Beach Club. Right? So here's a private island. And all the other, it's not just Carnival's Celebration Key, it's Royal Caribbean, it's that, whatever. They have this private island, they've built it up, and there's the water parks, this, that, or whatever. You got to pay to use most of all of this stuff.
Yep.
Right? It's one of the reasons why I enjoyed the MSC Island so much was everything was included.
Yeah,
I mean,
except for climbing the lighthouse. That was
yeah.
not included.
Well, that was a shore excursion.
Yes.
It wasn't like, it was something different.
Yes.
You wanted to go to the top of the lighthouse. I mean, if you want to do a jet ski, obviously that costs. But, the chairs, I mean, everything else was included. The food, because it was their private island. And so the fact that all these little segments, you want to go to this area of the island? That's going to cost you money. Oh, you want to go over there to that island or part of the island? Oh, that's going to cost you money. If I remember correctly from the map of Celebration Key, it's not all that big.
No, it's pretty small.
It's a square little chunk of land.
Yes.
So it's not really an island. It's just a chunk of land, a small. I don't know what was it, 20-something, 23 acres or something.
23, 23,
something like that.
26 acres. Yeah, it's pretty small.
Yeah, and just on a much bigger island, and so it's just a little chunk. Anyway, I don't know. What do y'all think about the nickel and diming that's going on? I just, tell me your thoughts. I like to, know. Anyway, Patricia says peanuts are sold at grocery stores. Should every store remove peanuts so they can shop?
See,
my
true.
point exactly, Patricia.
Yes, that's very true.
I'm sorry, and not for nothing. I honestly can't remember the last time I saw a bowl of peanuts on a cruise ship. I do remember. There was something in a bar on MSC. And I haven't seen anything at Carnival. I haven't seen anything at Royal. Didn't see anything on Princess. See anything on Virgin.
On MSC, it was their past guest party that they had.
That's right. It wasn't a
Yeah, they had things out there.
Yeah. Anyway, so the private island, the $99, I was just like, oh, really? It frustrated me. I think it's great.
Speaking of coughing, but yeah, that's a lot to ask. I think just for a day at the beach, really.
And that's basically what it is. A day at the beach, a little bit secluded from everybody else.
Yeah, no, I think.
What was that?
You pressing buttons over there on me?
I am pressing buttons, but the wrong ones.
I just think that's a lot to ask. I really do.
Yeah, I agree. And then $140 for 10 drinks included. Same package, but you get 10 drinks included. Yeah. So anyway,
I mean, if you're a drinker, I guess that's a deal. But
yeah, because it's $4 a drink. That's not horrible. I think for Anyway,
14 a drink.
Just
right. You're the math person.
100 and 140, so it's $40 more. 40 divided by 10.
Okay,
$4.
I was looking at the entire cost.
No, it's $100.
Additional.
It's $100 to get in. You're going to get one free drink as you walk in. They give you like a welcome punch or whatever, right?
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay, after that, for $140, you'll get 10 drinks included. So, like daiquiris and things like that. So, anyway, sounds like the warning buzzer. I know. There's a hurricane. Hurricane Debbie coming at you. Tropical storm.
Tropical storm.
That was from something else we did. That was SOS. That's what that is. Anyway. Kathy B says the nickel and diming is ridiculous. We just stay on the ship where the food and bevs are already paid for, and it's a heck of a lot quieter. That's the truth, isn't it? That is absolutely the truth.
Yes.
Mira says Antonio C. Isn't that scary? Pretty soon they'll charge you to get back on the ship, right? I didn't see your come in there, Antonio.
I missed that.
Welcome, buddy.
Hi, Antonio.
Yep. So yeah, sorry we missed you. Welcome. All right, so now the other note I took, the ships out of California. So here's the problem, y'all. There's nowhere to go. I mean, there literally is nowhere to go unless you're going to go on a 14-day cruise, and then you're going to end up down to Panama and then back up again. There's in a 7-day cruise, there's just only so far you can go. Let me see if I can bring back the weather map here. I know it's going to be looping. Yeah, that's a bad map. But you can see, and you can't see my mouse, but straight down. I mean, that's all still Mexico down there, guys, right? And so it just, they can't get anywhere, and they have to go to foreign soil. So they can't go north. If they went north, where are you going to go? From, in LA, you want to go to San Francisco? I mean, you want to go to Seattle? I mean, yes, they can stop somewhere in Canada and turn around and come back, but I don't think most people sailing out of California want to go to California.
I would tend to agree.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And so that is the crappiest part about sailing out of California is the destinations and the itineraries are extremely limited. Again, you can go on a longer cruise. Yeah, take a 20-day, go to Hawaii, enjoy that for 6 days, and then sail back. Because it's like, I don't know, six days to sail there and 6 days to sail back. If you want to get any further than Mexico, it's going to be a 10 to 14 day. Now, maybe they do that. Maybe they offer a few of those as tests to see what happens. But there's just not a lot else. That's why ships that sail out of anywhere in the Gulf of Mexico, but Florida, right? Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Port Canaveral. I mean, you got the Bahamas. You can go to the Southern Caribbean, Eastern Caribbean, Western Caribbean. I mean, there's so many different places that you can get to with as typically 3-4 days, 7 days for the standard, but just as an 8-day, you can get to Southern Caribbean out of Miami, right? So huge benefits from sailing out of there. So I love to see them offer more. It just, are people going to book the longer cruises?
Logistics, yeah.
Right?
Time and yeah, it's all about how much time you have.
John and Sally and little Billy and Sally, they can't get away for 2 weeks, right? Because they're still working. So, but anyway, Lido Life, greetings, welcome. All right. And so, yeah, so those were all the notes that I had that I had taken, before the show or during the show. So, let's address the editorial.
Okay.
I think I need another cookie first. I'm having another cookie.
You just want another cookie. You don't need it.
I should have a cocktail. We need cocktails. And we don't drink. And it's just so good. Nope. They are tiny. Look, that was one bite.
C is for cookie.
That good enough for me. Cookie. All right. Bev says, Princess does West Coast cruises 7 days to Vancouver, Victoria, Astoria. I'd love to do that cruise. There you go. Right? So, north, but they're getting out of the United States. And they're going and doing some things in Canada and then coming back down. But those start further north, not out of L.A., right? They'll start out of like San Francisco and or even Seattle. It's just distance, right? The ship can only go so fast.
Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head where they depart from.
And Bev says Carnival used to do a 10-day one-way to Hawaii. Well, exactly, because it takes 7 days to get there, 7 days to get there, something like that. Then you can see a little bit of the Hawaiian Islands, three or four destinations, and then boom, you're gonna have to fly home. And then they probably do a 10-day back, right? Because anyway, and they have to stop somewhere internationally. There has to be another island somewhere in there. They stop. That's not an American island because of the laws and regulations, customs, and I forget the rule. We were talking about this a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
So anyway, Kathy B says back in summer 2009 when Mexico was closed due to the swine flu, Carnival sailed from Long Beach to Astoria, Victoria, Vancouver, and back. It was one of the best and cheapest cruises we've taken. So you can get up there from Long Beach. Okay. And so probably, 2 days at sea, the 3 stops, and then 2 days at sea.
Yep,
right? That's
probably
2, 4,
so, yeah.
5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's right. So, okay,
Yeah, that
cool.
would be great then, yeah.
Lido
A
Life
little
is
variety.
off to Costa Rica in 8 days.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, man.
Yeah.
Enjoy that. On a ship, or you like flying there to just do land vacation? Let us know. Anyway, so the fights. That's why I decided to do just a special editorial on it tonight. Right, the Jones Act, by the way. Thank you, Bev. Yes, Jones Act. That's the
That you have
gotta
to
go to
go to a foreign country, yes.
Passenger Services Act, actually, I think is what it's called. But anyway. I don't know if it's just a post-pandemic thing. I don't know if it's the advent of TikTok, Instagram, YouTube blowing up for the cruise industry during the pandemic. But these fights end up getting sensationalized. Heck, some of them in the past 30 days have made it to what I would call traditional. I mean, it's on the nightly news, right? It's not just a YouTube channel like ours. It's not just Instagram. I mean, it made it on like ABC and NBC, and I mean, right? It's reached that kind of proportion that it's reaching the mainstream news.
It's like it's its own pandemic.
It's an epidemic, not a pandemic. It is an epidemic. And in my editorial, I said something about enforcing the rules or having a zero tolerance policy. The reality is, and this goes with a lot of things in the cruise industry, there's always been a zero tolerance policy. The problem is they're not adhering to the zero tolerance policy. We'll give them a second chance. Screw that. This is ridiculous. We're going on a ship to have a good time, and this melee ensues for whatever purpose. Lock them up. Kick them off. If it's your children, I'm sorry, you're going with them too. I mean, it just... People need to start taking accountability for their actions. And why do they not? Why? Because they get a pass. It's ridiculous. Oh, you know what? It's okay. You'll be better. No. There was a post recently. Some kid got the snot beat out of him. Did they do anything to the other kid who beat him up? No. They gave him a second chance. Then that kid went around taunting that boy's sister about the fact that he kicked that kid's butt. And almost got in a fight with her. It's epidemic. Now, these are kids. One of the fights that I had that I was showing you on the screen, those were mostly kids. Young. One of them, like, really, really young. If you look up here towards the top, towards the end of the video, I mean, he probably can't be more than 10, 12 years old. If that, right here, that kid right there. What is he? 8? 6? Look at that. Right? That's ridiculous, guys. Throw these people off the ships. Stand to your policy.
Yeah, people have to take accountability for their own actions, and that's just not happening. Like you said, everybody's getting a free pass, and so, hey, it's okay. I'll do it again because nobody's going to do anything.
Yeah. Start cleaning up the mess. Until you as an industry, the cruise lines, start enforcing your policies of no fighting, no tolerance, no second chances. This is still going to continue to happen every day, and we're still going to be seeing videos posted online in the news, for Pete's sakes, right? So please, 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 when I post that other video, the editorial, pass it around, right? We are truly tired of seeing what has happened to the cruise industry. It is very disheartening, and some of it could just be cause and effect too, not just pandemic, but the ships are so much bigger, and there's so many more passengers. The people that are now cruising, there's millions and millions and millions of more people cruising, and
a lot more opportunity to get upset with somebody because there's a lot more people to get upset with.
Well, not just that, but I feel part of it may also be lack of education. I'm not talking about education in schools on land, but, and I don't even want to call it cruise etiquette because, in the editorial, I talked about society, right? It's these things are going on in the regular world too. And that is part of the problem. This is what's going on in the neighborhoods these people come from. And it's acceptable. And nobody does anything about it. Well, I don't want it on the cruise ships. I don't know about y'all. I'm sure y'all feel the same way. If you're watching right now, you probably do. Right? So if you're going to bring that thug attitude to a ship, take your somewhere else. It's not acceptable. And cruise lines, throw them off. Ban them for life. Just start enforcing the rules. Anyway, sorry. We good?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, just raise my blood pressure. Really. Little Life is flying down for a month. Oh my God, that sounds amazing.
Yeah,
enjoy that.
Nice.
No second chances. Exactly, Mamie. Right. We agree 100%. Thank you. That bully may get tossed overboard. With the kids fight, they were really close to going over. Right. So there's a lot to play here. It's not all just about the stupidity of what they're doing, but inevitably, like this one, you're close to a rail. 1 second later, boom, you're over the ship and dead. Right. And then what's going to happen? If, in this case, the children, the parents are going to blame the cruise lines for not controlling the issue. There was a security person there. This little girl that was about 5 foot tall. What is she going to do? No offense, right? But I see this a lot in security. They're just, it's the department they got attached to work. They put on the security uniform, they carry a radio, but they're not going to be able to hold themselves up in a fight.
And it's just one person.
Yeah.
It's just one person. What's one person going to be doing against that mob?
Yeah. I made a notice, and I said to Lisa while the video was playing, on the MSC ships we've been on, right? The 4 different ones. Their security staff, they look like ex-military guys. I mean, these are some big dudes.
Yeah, and they're not walking around by themselves.
No, there's always 2
There's
together.
at least 2.
And, yeah, there's some pretty big dudes. So, anyway, that bully may get tossed overboard. Yeah, look at all the people videoing the fight. Of course, yeah. I mean, somebody's got to video it so people can see it on YouTube, right? It just... sometimes it could be the other kids videoing it, but Bev says bad behavior has increased everywhere since COVID. No one has patience with anything.
That is very true. I totally agree with that.
Hello, Dr. Cherie. Boy, you walked into the hornet's nest now, let me tell you. We had a lot funner things going on earlier. Justina says, I say these people need to be fined and put into cruise jail. It's nonsense to behave that way, especially on a cruise. 100%.
I agree.
I'll tell you what, instead of increasing the size of the kids area, increase the size of the jail. Something's got to give. Create more space. I'm telling you, drop them in there. Right? Because what's the other thing they do? Sequester them to their cabin.
They do.
And then what has to happen? Somebody has to sit outside and make sure they stay in their cabin.
Yes.
Now that takes personnel. You're wasting company money because they should probably be doing something else. No. And they get to enjoy their cabin. TV, probably a balcony. I'm telling you, throw them in jail. They're criminals. All.
Yeah.
Done. It's, yeah. Airlines have zero tolerance. Cruise ships should follow it. Absolutely. Man, you do anything stupid on a plane, man, you're handcuffed while on the plane. And then when they land, no one can get off until they drag your butt off first. Right? What was that? I was just seeing a video. Was somebody? It was Danny. Cowboy. From Salem, Virginia. Was telling us the story. Had you already gone in?
I wasn't there.
We have a acquaintance friend. Danny does this cowboy show thing, and he was flying somewhere, and he was with some buddies, and they tied one on a little too much. He got up from his chair on the plane and went to the bathroom. Well, I guess he passed out in the bathroom. Had no idea he'd passed out in the bathroom. He had no idea how long he had been there, but apparently he had been there a very, very, very long time. And of course, it made notice, and they eventually came and unlocked the door and found him passed out in there, got him up, and got him back to his seat. He wasn't creating a ruckus. He wasn't oblivious. It just passed out in the bathroom. Well, I guess that's a thing on an airline, because when they landed, the marshals came in and drug him off the plane and arrested him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because when they landed, they made the announcement over the intercom in the airline saying, "Everybody, we need you to stay in your seats. The marshals are coming on to escort someone off." And Danny was like, "Who's that for?" His buddies were like, "That's for you." He was like, "Huh?" And they came, they took him off, took him to the jail at the airport. Yeah, I agree. Cruise lines, zero tolerance policy.
Zero tolerance.
No second chances. If you raise your hand to someone on a ship, you're off at the next port. Done. Find your own way home.
Yeah.
Or lock them up and bring them home, whatever it is. But you're done. Never to set foot on that cruise ship again. Because what'll happen, they'll go to a different cruise line.
Yeah, they will.
And they'll do it again. And they'll get banned from that cruise line too. Right? Or maybe the cruise lines all get together. Maybe this is a unified thing. And they share. This passenger on one of the Carnival Corporation ships, doesn't matter which one, has been banned for life for these reasons. Here you go. Boom. Ban them from the industry. You want to clean this place up? Do it industry-wide. Share that information.
That would do it.
Right? No second chances. Y'all want to be that stupid? Be stupid in your neighborhood. Don't do it on a cruise ship. It's too dangerous. Moving on. Roderick says going on Carnival Frenzy in 27 days.
Nice.
Woohoo! we'll see what happened to the next.
Firenze.
Yeah, we did too. Yeah, because Mexican Riviera, there's lots of stuff going by it. So let us know what's going on down there. Take some pictures and put them up on the Facebook page. In my rant here, if you didn't know, we have a Facebook page. We put a lot of different pictures and things up there than we do on our YouTube channel here. So if you're not part of the group, make sure you answer the 2 questions. It's free to get in. Obviously, just what was your first cruise, and adhere to the rules, which are basically just be nice. Sort of what we're talking about here. Be nice. Just be nice. Bev says, thank goodness they aren't allowed guns on cruise ships, right? I'm telling you, there'd be shootings weekly. You think some of these fights are staged so they can video them to get more likes? No, I do not.
I don't think so either.
Because it's usually not the people fighting that have the videos. First of all, or anyone associated. It's a third party, whatever.
And it's usually not big YouTubers that are recording.
Yeah. Yeah. So I understand that thought process, and I may have thought that at previously or whatever, but I don't think so. It's just stupidity and the lack of responsibility on all parties. The passengers doing the fighting, as well as the cruise lines for not enforcing their policies. Now, look, sometimes they do. That big fight that happened on one of the Carnival ships 20 days ago, whatever, several of the people were banned for life and fined. Great. Okay?
Keep it up.
Keep it up. Keep it up. But I'm talking the kids. I don't care if they're minors, right? How do you think that the adults that are fighting now, they were fighting when they were kids? Right, so these kids that are fighting on ships, they're going to be on there fighting again when they're adults. I know it sucks, but if their parents aren't going to police them and they're on your ship, you're going to have to police them. And if they're fighting, banned. Them and their entire family. Sorry. Their parents should be taking responsibility for their children. It's just what it is. So that's my opinion. But no, I don't think they're staged. I think it's just stupidity. And
a
some
lack
alcohol.
lack of respect for their own lives, let alone anyone else's.
Yeah. Yeah, and that one clip, I'm telling that kid was nearly overboard. Yep, never mind the smashing of the cue sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and like I said, that was just posted today. I don't know when the fight happened, but I think it actually happened.
No, the one that was just posted today was the
in
front of the elevator.
In front of the elevators
Royal.
on Royal.
The other one was posted, I think, 2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah. So, go on Holland. Go on Celebrity. We want to see fights there. Not really. Yet. Yeah. And MSE, their security is too big. You don't want to mess with them. They'll break up a fight. So, but respectfully, security can't be everywhere at one time. And I talk about increased security presence. Ships have huge security forces to begin with, but they need to be present. They need to be out and about in the areas known for hotspots. And a lot of times, like in Carnival ships, we'll see this, right? If you go out, it's midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, you're going to see a lot of security.
We saw a lot on the Jubilee when we were on the inaugural. I was surprised because that's the most I have security personnel I've seen on a Carnival ship.
But that is when most of the shenanigans takes place.
It
is at night. Again, they're gotten up to drink 13 and 14 of their package, right? I'm just, which ties in. So many people want no restrictions. Dude, you need to start cutting people off. But look, some of it's not always alcohol induced. That's a huge factor because that just, not that they were thinking before, but on alcohol you're thinking far less, and just one thing leads to another, and boom, 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 right? It just boom, cruise jail, you're done, banned for life, fine $500. We have your credit card. We're so sorry. Just done. No tolerance. Zero. That's what we should call this video. Zero tolerance.
I like it.
Yes. So next week, guys, I am not sure. Before we get too far into the show, we've got our theme song coming up here in just a minute. But I'm not sure we're actually going to be able to broadcast live next week. Our time constraints are ridiculous this week. And I'm not sure we're going to be able to swing it. We will know in the next couple days. Obviously, we'll post on Facebook if we're able to do it next week. But I want to know, while most of you are still here, that we probably are not. I'm 50-50. 50-50. So, anyway. Who's ready for the theme song? Anybody ready for the theme song? Right? While we're waiting for those to reply to that. Group cruise. 460 days.
Nice.
Who hasn't signed up for the group cruise that wants to go on the group cruise with us? Right? If you don't know about our group cruise, here it is.
Come join us November 8th, 2025.
There'll be meet and greets.
Parties.
Pineapples.
Ducks. And of course, the live shows.
Don't miss our first ever group cruise. We'll see you on the horizon. That's it, everybody. Come join myself, my lovely wife Lisa, and our emoji pile of on our group cruise. It's if you didn't have a chance to write it down, just send us an email, tallmanscruiseadventures@gmail.com. If you're new and you didn't know, we are not travel agents. We are not handling this. We did not create this group cruise to make money off of you guys. We have no stake in this at all because we're not travel agents.
We just want to go have fun with you guys.
That's right. We're going to fight everybody while we're there. I'm going to bring E.T. out. Oh, wait a minute. We don't, the little knick-knack thingy.
Oh, yeah. It's packed.
They're packed.
Yeah.
Crap. Anyway, next time. I got little boxer gloves. Anyway, so send us an email. We will connect you with the people we use. It's the same people I've been using for 15, 16, something years. A long time. They set up the cruise, the group cruise for us. And come join us. So, looking forward to it. It's 8-day Southern Caribbean ABCs, Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao. Leaves out of Miami November 8th, 2025. Yes, Senor Stinky. You got stinky butt. You stinky butt. Okay, so let's give everybody a little theme song, shall we?
Let's do it.
Going old school.
Come fly with me, just take my hand. And now that we are cruising in mid-flight, you better watch out for the kryptonite. So come on over, we can make it through, make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do, just what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night, we're dancing. We stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh, come on over, we can make it through, make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do, what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh. As we look up at the stars in the sky, did we ever stop and wondered why we let our love shine all through the night? Just you and me, babe, until the morning light, the morning light. Come on over, we can make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do, just what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night, keep dancing. We stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Baby, you're out of sight. On the beat, keep dancing through the night, we're dancing through the night. Stay up until the morning, stay up until the morning light.
Oh, we're muted. Oh, see?
Oh man.
Mr. Stinky happens. It just happens. It just happens. I know why. Thank you, guys. That's why we thank for the chat in the Tall Man Clan. Yes, we're muted. My dumb butt. Because we muted when we were singing. I don't even remember what the heck we were talking about. Oh, we were talking about driving in the middle of the night. We've seen a lot of morning light recently. We sing it as we're driving, as the sun's coming up. The last couple times we've had late drives, but we normally used to. We will one day again stream our drive. It just normally when we had been doing these streams, we started driving at a reasonable hour, like 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. So we start to stream. You guys are there. But the last couple times we've actually left at like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. You guys are long asleep, so there was no need to stream. So we just turned the radio on. There you go. We're muted. Yes, muted. Can't hear you. Yes, I know. Thank you so hard. Trying to rip lead. I'm trying to rip lead.
I have to add that to our list.
Add it. Take a note. Protein Panks. Read lip. Rip lead. Oh, yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yes, I know. Just what I was trying to say, Kathy, is I talk too fast for you to probably lip read. If I slow down, maybe you can. I don't know. Let's have a test.
I have added Ripley to the SS Mother Buffer and the Shub Tower combination.
Shub Tower. You can put protein tanks on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we don't usually say propane tanks.
Protein tanks. That's okay. It's a tall manism. I got a bunch of them. My brain and lips are frequently not connected with one another. This is why I pre-recorded the editorial instead of just trying to read the teleprompter live. I just can't keep up with it. I just can't. So, anyway, sorry we muted you guys. One more applause for everyone tonight. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you all.
And of course, we got to give you the bevy. That's like, right?
The
And this one
Venezia has the best horn.
I know, and this one's like,
Oh.
it's like a fart or something. I don't know. Thank you, Disney. And of course, one more time. I'm so sorry. One more time.
That is the best.
Oh, that really is so good.
The Venezia, you guys. The best ship horn.
Yeah. Out of the ones that we've recorded.
Yes.
Yes. Those are ones that we have physically recorded on the ship or next to the ship when it went off. Obviously, we've heard more, but we just haven't been able to.
We haven't gotten all the sound bites yet.
No, we actually still have the Emerald Princess. I have that. I just haven't sampled it in there yet. So we do have that one to add to
Yeah,
it.
exactly. That's what I said. We haven't done sound bites on all of them.
That was a pretty good one too, I think.
I think it was too.
Yeah, I don't know if I can find it right away.
We have some of the MSC ones, I believe, too.
I don't think so.
No, I thought we had the MSC one.
No, I don't know. I'll try to find it later. Yeah, I'll try to add that for the next stream. Don't know when that'll be. Don't know if it'll be. We try to do it every Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, based upon our work schedule. Trying to wrap up the week, but anyway. He said, "Hope you have a wonderful day." Love you all. No, that's not what I said, but that's good. All right. So let's say goodnight to everybody. We appreciate you all being here, each and every one of you. We hope that you had a really blessed week last week and have an equally blessed week this week. And we miss each and every one of you and can't wait to see you again the next time. So until then, be safe.